Shanae here to brighten, enlighten, and ignite your day. It's week 1. The focus is on power of intention. Day 2, and our focus is legacy. Lisa Nichols, in her book, Abundance Now, had this great quote about legacy that I want to share with you. She said, "When you create a life that's worth living and work that's worth evolving, the likelihood is that your legacy will live well beyond your time on earth." And that's really what legacy is how do you want to be remembered, not just now or tomorrow, but for generations to come. Day 1 and bucket list was the fun thing. You know, what are those fun things that you want to do? Kind of those number 1 things that you hope you can cross off in your lifetime. And now it's similar, but we're shifting into something that's deeper and more heartfelt. So please know that I don't necessarily expect that within the next hour you're gonna have your whole legacy figured out. But why I want to mention this to you now is everything we do, this number 1 goal that you're focusing on, should be linked to your legacy. Because if it's not something that's going to help you be remembered, is it really worth doing? So know that, take this time to really ponder things in your heart. And as you do, insights will also come to you. So one way that I've liked to think about my legacy through the years has to do with the 4 F's. My faith, my family, my friends, and my future. So let me just share with you a little bit about what that looks like. So my faith, that was one of the reasons why I wore my cross today. My faith is really important to me, and I hope that I can leave a legacy through some of the writings and workshops and teaching that I do with my faith, and most importantly, the way that I am passing the faith down to my children. The second F has to do with my family. You know, what is the legacy? They're really the best-selling books that I'm writing in our lives are my 3G boys, Gavin, Grant, and Garrett. And it's just so great to see how each day unfolds for them and how we turn the pages of their lives. But one fun thing that we're doing as a family is it's kind of a bucket list legacy thing together, is to visit all 50 states. So what I've been doing as we visit one of the states together is to kind of get a memorial picture, one that will remember and really encapsulates our experience together. And then down in our basement, I have a big picture of the United States, and then I have each of the different pictures up there. So as we visit one of the states on our road trips or spring break trips, we can put them up there to see how we're living out this legacy together and learning about our wonderful country. Now, friends, there's lots of ways that you might leave a legacy with your friends. One way that John and I have been is we have been hosting annual Valentine's Day parties. And I have an example here of a Valentine's book. Each year we have themes, and we invite our closest couple friends over to celebrate with us. And it's truly a fun, memorable evening for couples to get together, not only to celebrate their lives and their relationship, but to have a really good, fun, creative time. So that'll be definitely a way that I hope that we're remembered to our friends. And then our future, what does that look like? For me, it's this. So if you notice, I stand in front of this sign, which is really my mission of my business, which is Finding It, the name of my company. And then finding it, living it, giving it away. It's really 3 specific areas around a legacy that I want to live around my work. So first of all, you have to find it, you know, the heart of what matters most to you, that one thing that you want to share with the world. And then how do you live it? How do you prioritize and live that? And then give it away to others so it outlives your life, like Max Lucado likes to say. So let me share with you how we can take this and really flip it around as you think about your own legacy. So on your paper, if you want to draw an inverted triangle or a pyramid, and you have the 3 levels, which really are these same here, but just flipped around. And how I see this, and it's one of the legacies that I'm building on, kind of a theory of it, is that at the bottom is you have finding it. Now this is all about self-manifestation. You know, how did you live your best self so that you can evolve to that next level? And this really comes from taking off a play from Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where at the top of his hierarchy is self-actualization, and then that's really where my theory builds from his, because his is more of like a psychology theory of motivation, where mine's more of a spiritual theory. So you have self-manifestation. You know, if there's a book and a legacy that you are wanting to live and leave as yourself, living it is all about others' prioritization. You know, who are those other special loved ones in your life, and how are you going to live life to the fullest with them? This is for yourself, living without regrets, living life to the fullest with your loved ones, and then the last level, giving it away, what I like to refer to as God gratification. And that means, again, how do we live beyond who we are today so that we will be remembered for generations to come? And in fact, I took this wonderful parenting class from Andy Andrews, and he called it 100-year parenting. And he said, because we're not parenting our children now and parenting them how to be good children, we're parenting them how to be wonderful adults who then will have wonderful children, and their children will have children, etc. And it reminds me of this email that I had received one time that I just never forgot, and it just talked about really the importance of the legacy that we leave in people's lives, and it had 2 different examples of a family. And so it had one couple and really the lineage and the heritage that they left, and it was all these amazing accomplishments, wonderful relationships, just these great things that they had contributed to the world. And in the other, it was completely the opposite, where there was broken homes, broken into homes, a legacy of being in jail, and broken up families. And you know, you could really see the contrast. So the legacy that we live matters, and I really want you to think, as we sprint toward that number one thing, it needs to be connected, deeply rooted in our legacy, because from there then we can connect it to all the different parts of our lives and how we want to be remembered. So I started with a quote from Lisa Nichols. I wanted to share with you a couple of great questions she has around legacy that can help you kind of think through and frame it up for yourself. She said, if you've worked 40 years in your career or life calling, you'll have spent more than 350,000 hours doing what, blank, or building your unique legacy, which is blank. The second question, legacy means every day writing the story of your life that will be told by somebody else someday. And it inspires people to say blank about you. So enjoy reflecting on these questions and know that your legacy will outlive you and your legacy matters. And what you can do when you think about this is your 1, 2, 3, choose what's best for you. There, number 1, take some time to write up your legacy. Number 2, research others, different people's legacy who you admire, 2, good for you, research some more. And number 3 would be figure out a way that you might be able to put it in stone. Is there some kind of a concrete way that you can have to put your legacy in stone? But remember, one and done. So start thinking about that legacy, write that up so that you can live it fully. From my heart to yours, be love.